the autistic children, as you know, they cannot accept change. Even if the smallest of change from school, if the child is coming home every day, and if I decide that I have to get bread while coming home, even that is not accepted.
Although I'm a sports counselor, a physical educator, everything, truly. But when I'm teaching, when I'm with the child, I don't feel clear. As a therapist, definitely there are boundaries, set boundaries also, and I don't cross them. But at the same time, I feel as if I'm working with my own child.
You need to find that one thing which can make you happy. And as you rightly said, if you are happy, then only you can spread happiness to your family, to your child, to everyone.
So, a mother like you didn't give up. Welcome, both of you, to the Dolly Show, navigating autism together, one story at a time. So, here we have with us again another combination of a professional and a parent with us. This is what makes TDS unique. So, today we have two dignities, very notable people with us, and the topic that we are going to discuss is going to be very interesting. So, to reveal the topic, I will first introduce our professional. We have Miss Sneha Jadhav with us. She is a Special Olympics coach and she is also a sports counselor. So, this is a very interesting topic and a very interesting sort of a thing that we will be discussing. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for being here with us. And we also have a very notable parent with us who is Deepali Vaidya. She herself is an artist and she has built up a very beautiful career for herself. Also, she has a daughter, a beautiful daughter named Sanika, and she is a sports person. She is into national swimming as well as she's a model. So, lots that the two of you have achieved and great things that you all have done in life. So we would really love the audience to know more about you and your journey. So let's just get on to unfolding things. And to start with, ma'am, we'll start with you. So you have a lot of achievements that you've had, a lot of your awards, and a lot of things that you have done in the field of sports for these children. So we would like to know more about you.
Thank you, Dolly. To begin with, like as you introduced me as Sneha Jadhav, definitely I'm a sports counselor as well as physical educator, remedial educator, and a Special Olympic coach, and Thane district president for Special Olympics. I have been leading as a ex sports director for Special Olympics, and today I'm the president for Thane district. And this year, Thane district has won 6 golds and 7 silvers for the state championship. And Special Olympics children are really progressing. Thane district is progressing in that case. So sports definitely bring a lot of change in autistic children. That's what I have seen. Like I have been working more than a decade with these children, and I have learned, rather than saying like understanding them, how they are, like how sports helps these children to achieve something in their life. Most probably the parents should accept the child. Now, today, yes, definitely. Years ago, acceptance was not there. And today, parents have accepted. And as therapists, we are helping them to how to work with these children. And as a sports counselor, what I have seen, like working with special children, it really brings a lot of change in these children. They have become big achievers. Now, to one of our child is a athlete leader. They are like doing unified games, which all are in Special Olympics. So it's wonderful working with these children.
Wonderful to have you, ma'am, with us today. We are truly honored. because this is a very niche subject that we are going to talk about, sports. Because I have seen a lot of children are very much inclined. These children on the spectrum are very much inclined. And if the parent actually gets to know that, this is what my child's forte is, and if that is enhanced, you can just bring out the beauty within them. So yes, so coming to ma'am. Ma'am, you have achieved a lot as well. And Sanika, our star, she is like a national swimmer, which is commendable. And also, you being a mother, you have identified that, this is her genre. So, which is beautiful, which is really amazing and commendable. Also, she's a model. So, yes, and you have also developed your career along with developing her. You have also given a good amount of time to yourself, which is a beautiful combination. So we would really love to know from you, ma'am.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Dolly, for inviting us on this show today. It's a real honor. And yes, so introducing myself, I'm Deepali. I'm an artist, basically. I work with oils on canvas. And my daughter, Sanika, she, being on the spectrum, she has achieved a lot of medals for national Paralympic swimming championship. She's achieved silver medal, bronze medals. Then she used to do sea swimming. In those also, she's achieved a lot. And coming back to my painting journey, I was fortunate enough to do the paintings for some dignitaries like Sachin Tendulkar. My Saraswati painting has been gifted to a lot of sports celebrities like Virendra Sehwag and Abhishek Bachchan also. So, as you rightly said, coming to Sanika's swimming. So when she was a child, autistic children, the water therapy that helps them a lot. So someone had suggested swimming. We should try swimming, but at that time she used to just enjoy the water. Later on, when she was in Vasant Vihar school, and that's the time since we have been associated. And Sneha ma'am had, said that, yes, she's doing swimming so well. Let's try her for competitions. Mm-hmm. And we tried sea swimming, I think. That was the first time.
Yes.
So, as you rightly said, we have to tap the talent in the child. Correct. She loved water. She loved swimming. Autistic children, it works as a therapy also. And they have a lot of energy in them, which needs to be channelized. And that's how our swimming journey started.
Beautiful. These moments are giving me goosebumps. Because it's so good to know that, a parent and a professional working together can bring out such a beautiful change in the future and in molding the life of a child. So, which is so amazing. So, to come back to you, ma'am, so I really want to know how exactly, you as a professional help in identifying what is the genre of the child. So, you have to work with the child and the parent. So, how do you do that? Can you just elaborate on that, please?
Basically, I'm associated with GAT Counseling Center. So there are a number of kids with all disabilities. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are working with everyone, but talking about like autistic children. So these parents, we are working with the child, but we definitely try to communicate with the parents. It's not that the parent leaves the child and then after the school, the parent takes the child. Mm-hmm. But we keep meetings over there. We have open houses and where we discuss, or if there's a need on the same day, we need to meet the parent. Definitely we meet and we address the issues of the child, or how can we work on it. Like I was working with Sanika also. So I used to call Sanika's mother. Like these things I am working on her. So I want you to continue. It's not that like, for an hour the child comes with to me, but only for an hour if the child is coming and working, whatever work I want to do with the child, it has to be consistent. Yes. And if there's a consistency, if you work on those bases, results are definitely seen. Means I assure you, means what I have seen throughout working with these children, definitely marvelous results they have given. So connecting with the parents, like, as a therapist, all of us have to be synced. And then we can work and bring wonders. Yeah.
So truly and correctly put across. So, ma'am, how did you, you as a parent, first and foremost, what were the red flags that you saw in Sanika? How did you identify those? And what made you go for a diagnosis? How was that journey of yours?
So, as a baby, Sanika had excellent milestones. There was
Okay.
nothing that, suggested about anything that can be wrong. She started talking late. Like for 2.5, she was not talking and she was very hyper. But that being said, is okay. Like, sometimes children start talking late. But when she was in the nursery, her teacher, she noticed that she's not giving an eye contact and she's running around. She's not. But I thought that's big deal. I mean, that children, it's normal. So she suggested that you show to a counselor. At that time, we didn't know what a counselor was also. That word also was new. So I took her to the pediatrician. And that also, like, not for this, maybe she had some cold or something. And then I took her over there. And then I mentioned to him that her teacher is mentioning, to see someone, I don't know. And he immediately saw that point, and he suggested in his clinic only that I meet with the counselor. The counselor, she said, she diagnosed her. She told me that she's suffering from autism disorder, and we will have to. I said, what is that? But this is like 20 years ago. She was diagnosed when she was 2.5. So what is that? So she said that it's a kind of, she explained to me, which I did not understand, very frankly. And she said that, so what do we have to do? So she said we have to do therapies. Again, it was like, what therapies? We only knew allopathy medicines, maybe homeopathy. So then she told us, okay, this we have to start with behavior therapy or speech therapy, this and that. And then I asked her question, for how many days do I have to do that? So she just smiled. She said, let's see. We'll start. Let's see how it goes. Even then, it did not dawn on me that, okay, something is wrong. I'm like, okay, fine. The doctors have told something. I'm doing it. After a year, I realized what it was. What are the, what really hit me. And then it was like, I didn't know. I was lost for a year. I think I was lost. But my mother stood as a pillar, like as a support at that time. Okay, whatever has to be done, we will do it. I was working at that time in TCS. I'm still working with TCS, but my parents were the support who used to, there were so many therapies, speech therapy, behavior therapy, occupational therapy. We tried dog therapy, we tried water therapy, swimming, everything. So we had to actually take the child, for the therapies. And as Sneha Miss said, that the therapies are not enough. The counselor or the therapist spends 1 hour with the child, but the homework that has to be done, the speech therapist told me that flashcards she had given, you have to show her the flashcards and make her say that 100 times in a day. So when they say 100 times, I could do it thrice. So that's the journey. That's how it is. But yes, acceptance is the most important thing. I have seen parents who have, and especially I would like to point out one thing here, that a mother accepts, but for a father, it is very difficult. For the whole family, it is very difficult to accept that there's something wrong with their child. And in that journey, sometimes it so happens that the therapies are not given at the right point of time, which is very important. As she rightly said, Kev, we have to give the therapies, we have to work. How much ever you will work with the child, they are like sponge, they will absorb, and that much result you will get. So yeah, that's about the autism and acceptance.
Great to know, because these red flags need to be identified early and worked upon early. So, which was good that you got to know. And then coming back to you, ma'am. So now you being into sports coaching for these children. So how do you work around with other therapists? So obviously, you will have to be synced with the parent, as well as you will have to be in connection with the other therapists as well. So how does that combination work with sports? Because I think sports does not work for all children, because it is not a forte for every autistic child. It's like Sanika. Sanika loves water, and she is totally into sports, a national swimmer. So she loves that. That's the reason she's into sports. So how does that gel around with other therapies? And the other, how do you deal with other therapists?
So you're saying like with the children, means concerned is the child,
Yeah.
and other therapists are
Yeah.
there, right? So like if the child is going to a speech therapist, if the child is going for a remedial educator, okay, OT ke liye ja raha hai, acha, occupational therapy he is going. So we need to be synced in a sense, like I need to have the speech therapist number, Otis numbers, okay, all those who are working with the child. Basically, I consult with the parent, take the complete history, like from where it started, and like where the child is today, and in between what has happened. Everything we need to know about the child first. Then we connect with these therapists also. Okay, how are you working on this basis? Like take the data. Then while on the field, if I have to give some commands for the child, I will have to consult the speech therapist. Like, how are you trying to do with them? Fine. Then I apply that on the field also. Now, if I get to know that this works more better, a whistle works more better for the child. So we can add, I have to inform the speech therapist, yeah, this is how you can also, that can help you to like, enhance his speech. Training that can be done. So each therapist needs to be synced. Yeah. So we need to be connected. Many a times when the parents hide it, like, nee, why should I give this therapist ka number to you or that therapist ka number? So I would like to tell parents ki it's not only one man show. It's like, a teamwork. In this team, the head is the parent only. Definitely, you are the one who will take the entire responsibility. But keep all of them synced and work with the child. I can't take the name of the child, but the parent who has really worked so hard has shown marvelous change. Until and unless the child doesn't speak out, you will not understand he's autistic. I mean, there is no behavior like, pattern, like flapping hands or murmuring, nothing. Only when the child opens mouth, otherwise he is like as like a neurotypical child of other children you will find. But it does
make a difference.
Yeah.
Great. And so we discussed about how it all started. Then we also discussed now about therapies and how sports plays a role. Once we are on the journey, so it has all started. Now, what are the challenges that are faced by a parent? And then will come the challenges faced by the professional. So yes, ma'am, I would like to know what all are the milestones, or how is the journey?
Okay, so once we start the therapies, like I mentioned, occupational therapy, behavior therapy, the most difficult exercise I can say that was to be done was speech therapy, because she was not talking as in autistic children, they don't feel the need to talk. So they feel that everything, they just point out to things, and the parent, we immediately give it to them, and the child think there's no need to talk in this world, and just, I will, like, isolated, I can stay like that. So that way we have to, the therapist say that, we have to, as I said, okay, you have to show the flashcard and make them say 100 times. So we had to make them talk by not giving them whenever they asked for something. That was very difficult. So I feel that speech therapy, exercising the speech therapy was very difficult. And secondly, the autistic children, as you know, they cannot accept change. So even if the smallest of change from school, if the child is coming home every day, and if I decide that I have to get bread while coming home, even that is not accepted. So she was small at that time, she used to throw tantrums, like we used to literally hold her and come home. So that was the, I mean, these are the two things that and that I can think of right now.
Okay. And what, in regards to Sanika, what was the journey like when she, you identified that, she is good at sports. So how was that journey? Obviously, it was not like it started off, on a high tone or a high pitch. So how did it all unfold?
One day I received from the management that there's a swimming competition, and we have to send children from our school. So I picked up few names. I coordinated with the parents. So parents were okay with it, but no, not okay. I have to first convince them, and many of them were not so much like at those times it was like, yeah, मेरा बच्चा कर सकता है, and that was the question like parents had. And when we show them, when we are working with the child and when we showcase it, that time parent realizes ki, is this my child performing? That is the expression of it. So these parents whom I call, few of them, not only Sanika, along with Sanika, there were many also. Okay, out of those 9 parents, 3 only accepted, and I took these 3 children for test. Sports is not that easy also, talking about getting through, and teaching the child is another task. Okay, as a coach, we have to also face many challenges, definitely. So as a coach on field, I'll explain it to you later. Right now, Sanika's journey started from that day when we took her to a swimming competition at the pool, where the head coach had I had to take permission from the management also. Please let our children participate. You just check if they are not able to also complete that labs, I'll get them back. Okay. So somehow I could get the permission, and then these children were put for test, and yes, I'm proud of it. My 3 kids could really compete with all, and hats off to them, those 3 kids, and wonderfully they did. Okay, one of them was Karan Nayak, Sanika, and Aditya Rengi. Okay, so they really excelled, and then further the head coach took them for sea swimming. Yeah, that was the first.
So that I remember that instance. We just went for Sneha Miss had told that we are going there for the test and everything. We did that, and at that time the head coach said, "Okay, these kids are selected," and we were like, "Okay, selected for what?" He said, "Sea swimming." And sea swimming, it was such a big thing because we were so we were used for the pool, and we couldn't envisage that such a open. This thing. So yeah.
So it was like again then these selections, after this selection also I had to convince the parents, yes, my children can do it, because inside my insight was saying yes, these 3 children can do it, because I saw them when they were swimming. Yes, whether they can do it or not, as a therapist point of view, you can, or as a coach perspective, definitely I can tell, yes, this child can, or this child cannot. Okay, I need to work more on this child and then bring him up to that level, and then I can put him forward. But when I saw them, I said, yes, I can, we can go ahead. And then these parents all the three got convinced, and then we went further for Chevla, which beach was it?
Malvan.
Malvan Beach, Chevla, yeah. Then over there, actually, they did a lot of practice also, day and early morning and in the late evenings. We have put them for swimming, and they were doing. Then further, and definitely they excelled also. Not that time she won gold.
She had won bronze.
Bronze at that time. Yeah.
Wow.
And others could get places. Like it's okay for them. Like to get the 7th place also was okay for me. Out of entire
huge.
Maharashtra.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's
It was
definitely
huge for to
Yeah.
stand on the 7th place. I said, look, we come to know when we put ourselves on
In their shoes.
shoes. So where our child stands.
Mm.
So this is what Special Olympics. Since I have been training all over Maharashtra ki children, I'm giving guidance on calls also for them. So motivation is the factor. What I feel, motivate the parents, the children, and then further it becomes easy. They can excel for sure. But motivating them, definitely, I have done that work for them. And once they do, they
do it well. Beautiful. We so need coaches like these, who, push parents to get the best out of their children. So thanks to you, ma'am, that you have been doing this thing, and parents like ma'am, because parents also accepting and exposing children to these things. Even if I think that I have to put my daughter into a C, it's a once you will think that how will my child do it. So yeah, parents like you also should be appreciated. So next, what I want to know is, how was schooling like? As we know, Sanika's talent got its chance in school. So how was schooling? How did it go? Were there any challenges?
Schooling, yes, definitely we faced challenges. When she was in a normal school first, but then at that time we used to say inclusivity, but we did not have that infrastructure. So one school did, as it was not possible, so they couldn't manage. So I had to look out for another school. There were definitely challenges in her schooling. When she was like in primary, there was one school at that time, as I said, 20 years ago, we used to talk about inclusivity, but we did not have the infrastructure. So we had to change her schools. In one school, there was like she used to be with the school, and she tried, but being autistic, she was aloof most of the times. So then I realized that a special school only will help her. So then I shifted her to Vasant Vihar school, and that helped her, give her the confidence, and seeing that other children, maybe it's like, seeing other children, they are just like me, or maybe the fact that I can be myself, that helped. So a special schooling definitely helps these children.
Which is good to know, because I think Sanika's swimming and all those talents came up
after this. Yes, definitely. So as Sneha ma'am had said, she had taken them for the test, for the competition. So that these things are given priority. The other talent, not just vocational, not just academical, but other things, other talents are looked like, we try to identify. The teachers try to identify. The parents try to do things. So definitely it helps.
Which is great, because as we have been discussing that children are at home, but where they go schooling, and all those talents and all those need to be identified and then enhanced, is only when things can work. It's a classic example that we have discussed. So coming back to you, Sneha ma'am, I want to know more about your counseling part, your sports counseling. Let's talk a little bit about it. How do you do your counseling? What all exactly do you do in your sports counseling?
Okay. Sports counseling is actually when I'm working with special children, they're actually not only for special, but the sports counseling can be for the neurotypical also, where they face many problems like depression hai, anxiety hai, emotional meltdown hai. Okay, any kind of these issues can be tackled through sports counseling. If the child is into sports, like the performance level of the child is deteriorating, so the coach definitely approaches the sports counselor, and there we can understand like what exactly the child is going through. Yeah, the child may not open up to the parents, the child may not open up to the coach also, if at all. I mean, anyone who is close to the child, but you address that to the sports counselor with regards to sports. I'm saying, if it is like, yeah, if I feel ki this issue is of clinical, or it's if it's the counselor's issues only, okay, which can be tackled, so we refer them to those people, to those therapists. Now, talking about these special children, basic is for me is to teach them sports. Okay, when I'm training them, while training, I get to know what is the strength of the child, what are the weaknesses of the child, where I need to work on the child, and where the child is going to go. Like whether starting with the young athlete program when they are very young. Okay, so we work on that basis. Like young athlete program is introduced for younger children, and there the training is going on, training and completely trained. After that training, we have to bring them to the competitive level. Okay, so skill building program is introduced. So once the skills are analyzed, then we definitely tell the parents which skill he is, like he's having a his forte is in this skill, so let us put him only for football, yeah, for basketball. He will be trained into other fields also, definitely, because Special Olympics is not like ek to ek hi, like one type of sports and you stick to it. Definitely you have to, I'm not saying no to it, but with special children they are really special. It's not necessary the child is playing football so he can't play basketball. I've seen multiple games, they have achieved gold, silver, bronze, they have achieved. Ma'am, you put me in anything, I'm going to achieve that kind of thing is there. So I believe, like I've been working with them, that's what I have got the confidence where it has come from. When working with the child, I get to know yes, it's like when I was learning sports counseling, this wasn't there. Like what a special child can do. So what I can today say yes, a special child can do multiple things, because he has this pattern behavior jo hota hai unka, so that we can apply in sports. He has this they have a structured diya hai unko. If we give them a proper structure and make them play, make them understand, they will follow. Then at that time they want to do that only. They will not, and they have a focused attention also at that time. Wahi hai. Okay. So the same thing can be applied to other games. It is not that if a dribbling is there, so that dribbling is also for football, also for basketball. So we can use those skills of the child in multiple games.
Great to know. So after this, the next question that arises. So, ma'am, you have also enhanced Sanika, and you have not left yourself aloof as well. You have enhanced yourself as well, which is also very important. We discussed this. A parent should not be, empty. The glass should be full. Is only when you can provide to your child, to the family, and to everybody. So you have definitely had 100 marks into that, because you have fulfilled your you've had your own part of achievements. So let's just discuss a bit about that. So your career along with Sanika, so you have done that beautifully well. So yeah.
So, as I said that I was working, I am still working. One thing that I would like to, share on this forum is for these kids. I have seen many mothers give up their career for to look after the child. Definitely, when there's no support, a mother has to. But if you have some support, so who's somebody who's looking after your child, and if you can, please. I'm not just talking about keeping yourself happy or this, but it is very important to be financially strong because for a normal child also we need everything that has to be done in this world. But for autistic children, there are so many therapies and everything, and for their future. So one therapist had told me that, if you can achieve whatever can be done along with you working, it will be added benefit. Definitely, it keeps you engaged. And coming to your own satisfaction, as I'm an artist, I started 10 years ago. I started doing it commercially. It was just a hobby, but I started doing it commercially because it gave me confidence, and that was something that I really wanted to do. It gave me confidence, and it gave me that satisfaction. It gave me that happiness, because painting is meditating. So many times we feel. So you need to find that one thing which can make you happy. And as you rightly said, if you are happy, then only you can spread happiness to your family, to your child, to everyone. But if you are unhappy and you are sacrificing something, we are not saying that give 100%, but 1 hour for yourself into anything that you want. That makes a lot of difference. Give that 1 hour to yourself and keep yourself happy, and then spread the positivity, because positivity is something which is extremely essential for yourself also and for your child also.
Definitely. That's why a beautiful Sanika is is with us. Great. So one more very interesting topic, or an aspect that I would like to discuss today is Sanika was doing amazingly well with everything. Out of nowhere, suddenly, how has this modeling cropped up?
COVID.
Oh, yes. How can we forget COVID?
Yes. So everything was going smoothly. She was getting medals and championships and everything. And suddenly COVID happened. And unfortunately, with swimming, like with other sports, they could still do some exercise or something. With swimming, you can't do anything, no exercise, nothing. So then I had to think, what was the other alternative that she can do?
Wow.
And then I came across this modeling. Even Sneha ma'am had said, okay, why don't we try this modeling? Maybe and in modeling, it was just a ramp walk and for probably a print shoot or something like that. So that's how, for that also, I did a photo shoot with her. We started with that. She did many ramp walks. And that's how it went.
Wow. So a mother like you didn't give up. Yes. You were like, if not this, let's do something, which is so amazing and so inspiring. So how was it for you? I mean, how did you suggest modeling? Sports and modeling are two different, I don't know, what do you call it, but two different things. And how did that click?
Okay, although I'm a sports counselor, a physical educator, everything, truly. But when I'm teaching, when I'm with the child, I don't feel, as a therapist, definitely there are boundaries, set boundaries also, and I don't cross them. But at the same time, I feel as if I'm working with my own child.
Wow.
Okay, and keeping that thing in mind, I felt like, Sanika, when Sanika was there in the school, she is the beautiful girl around, the way she used to come, hug, and she always wanted love. And frankly speaking, she is damn beautiful, like her mother. And definitely, I said, why are we all I've seen all parents struggling with education, this thing, although the child is not able to do nahi, but no, you have to do it. Education definitely is it, but it has to be a medium for them. For autistic child, try to analyze what the child is good in, what are the skills that he or she has, and let us, you need to have that perspective for that child properly. And then why not what she has beauty with her, she has elegancy, her walk, the way she speaks with us,
Her confidence.
Confidence, wonderful. I remember the day she had worn sari and she was in the school. We had some party or function, something there was, and I was just admiring her. At that moment, it struck me, Arey, this girl to definitely when she'll grow up, she'll become a big model. Then I said, like, why not? She can't take up modeling. Definitely around me, people, when I suggested this to Deepali, definitely she said, people around me were bombarding me, autistic child, and you want to put her in modeling, do you know what will happen and all? I said, yes, but if we go by the laws, okay, I'm not saying you just go and give your child for modeling. No, there are
Definitely.
laws for children with autism. Use these laws. The child will not be alone, okay? The child has to have that attendant, and when the parent a consent is there, the parent has said that I will be with my child, whether to dress up, whether for makeup, anything.
Everything.
Yes. So I told Deepali also that you have to take it in return, everything. If everything goes well, we go for it. If doesn't, we don't go for it.
In fact, I
Yeah.
feel that modeling for autistic children is the safest because if I had a normal daughter who's a teenager and if I had to let her go for modeling, it was risky. But here I know that I will be with her always. So that was quite safe. It is quite safe.
Super. What a journey. And it's been a real it's been a roller coaster, but a beautiful one with so many options explored and so many options enhanced. So amazing. So to come and sum up everything, what is that one advice you would like to give the parents who are planning to pursue sports as a career for their children? So one advice for these parents who have children on the autism spectrum from your end.
For parents, I would rather say let the child do whatever he or she wants to do, but definitely take consultations from therapists, counselors. You can consult anyone, and if you still don't feel you're not satisfied, look for someone else who can help you out. There are coaches who can help you out. There are autists who can help you out. You take their reviews and you can just understand your child, and then he or she can take up the sports. For example, since I'm a sports counselor, I'll definitely focus on sports as a career also. So today, if you're asking me, then I'll tell you I have my own Unicorn Sports Association also for where we train special children, and my special X students are now getting trained as coaches over there. So I have given them the opportunity to become coaches. Okay. So this is how I want them to get there, how they can live their life further also. The parents who were worried about it, what my child will do in the next. So people like us, all of us will come together to help them. And you as parents, I would say, just give a chance for your child to grow up. That's it.
Amazing thought and an amazing message that can go across. And yes, ma'am, your inspirational message is very important for parents.
So message to parents, as I said, acceptance basically. And I would say that acceptance not with okay, fine, that my child has this, I have accepted and I'm doing these things out of my duty. But one thing that I would like to really tell the parents is do not compare your child. Fine, it's not a normal thing. He's doing something else. He's flapping his hands. It's fine.
True.
It's absolutely fine. What matters is your child should be happy.
Correct.
That is what matters. Rest the questions are there, what after us and how and what. All these questions will be there. That probably, I think, even a parent with a normal child will also have questions. My child is not performing. My child is not doing this. And I have a hope that in next 20 years, things will be much better. The infrastructure will be much better, where I think that my child can have a beautiful life. That's the hope.
Super. So keep hoping and
Never give up.
yeah, that's the message that parents should, stick to. Great. It was amazing talking to both of you. All my questions answered. So thank you so much to both of you. And yes, thank you for being there at the Dolly Show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us. We had a great time.
Thank you. Thank you.